As darkness slowly descends, this place does not sink into its usual silence. The forest seems alive, restless, whispering. Shadows stretch long, and beneath the trees, glowing eyes pierce the gloom. The monsters have returned. Gigantic wild boars, their bristled backs glinting faintly under moonlight, rampage through everything in their path. They tear down fences, uproot crops, and leave chaos in their wake. For months, patience has been our only weapon, but tonight that patience has reached its end. We quickly assemble, weapons ready, nerves stretched tight like bowstrings. Each heartbeat feels like a drum, each breath heavy with anticipation. A breathless showdown is about to unfold. These are no longer just animals. With their swelling numbers, the boars have become bold, more aggressive than ever. They no longer just destroy crops. Now they turn their fury against humans. The story of 2019 lingers in my mind like a warning. In Italy, a 77-year-old hunter was gored to death by a charging boar. The beast erupted from the underbrush without warning, a bolt of muscle and rage, and struck before anyone could react. That story serves as a grim reminder. Every time we enter these hunts, we step into the unknown. We must remain cautious, for in the vast wilderness where these monstrous creatures dwell, anything can happen. We arrived at our chosen valley, just as twilight bled into full night. The air was thick, damp with the residue of yesterday's rain, and the dirt road had become a treacherous path of mud, gravel, and washed-out grooves. Our tires slipped more than once, and the headlights cut through veils of mist rising from the forest floor. When we finally parked, the silence was deceptive. Not far away, we could hear them. Faint rustles, heavy snorts, the crack of branches. The boars were already on the move. We spread out quickly, each of us taking our positions along the slope of the valley. My hands were steady, but my chest burned with the weight of adrenaline. The first encounter came sooner than expected. From the shadows, a massive shape broke free. A wild boar barreling down the hillside, hooves pounding like thunder. It tried to escape, but instinct sharpened my reflexes. I raised my rifle and squeezed the trigger. The gunshot tore through the night. Echoes rolled across the valley. The beast collapsed instantly, its dark figure motionless against the jungle floor. That was the first. I rejoined my teammates, hearts still racing. From a distance, chaotic sounds echoed across the valley. The relentless barking of dogs mixed with the enraged growls of wild boars. Then, another gunshot split the night, but the wounded beast was far from finished. Refusing to surrender, it went berserk, thrashing violently, tearing through brush, trying to escape the tightening circle of hunters and hounds. Under the relentless pressure, the hogs began to panic, their heavy bodies crashing into trees, their screeches filling the darkness. Moonfire erupted from all sides. Muzzles flashed, and smoke curled into the night air. One by one, the beasts fell. Our team roared with relief, a mix of triumph and raw survival instinct. But there was no time to linger. The night was far from over. Following the guidance of a local tracker, we pushed deeper into the valley toward another hill. Spreading out along the gentle slopes, we sealed off every possible escape route. The forest here was dense, tangled with vines, its silence broken only by the crunch of boots and the ragged panting of dogs. Suddenly, another dark figure dashed across my path. Without hesitation, I fired. One swift strike, one instant collapse. From deeper in the jungle, barking swelled again. The prey was near. I planted my feet, my finger tense on the trigger, prepared for another showdown. The wild boar burst into view, pursued relentlessly by the hounds. It darted left, then right, but the dogs drove it into a vulnerable position. The beast turned, desperate, eyes blazing with primal fury. But two decisive shots ended its fight. Elsewhere, more gunshots echoed. Each well-aimed strike meant another fallen boar. By the time we regrouped, the hunting ground was littered with dark figures of all sizes, from juveniles barely larger than dogs to hulking adults with tusks gleaming. The hunt had only just begun, but momentum was ours. Excitement surged through the team as we climbed higher, toward the hilltop. From above, the view was haunting, shadows darting through tree cover, the silhouettes of more boars retreating toward the mountain peak. They were not fleeing blindly. They were regrouping, heading toward the dense forest that could serve as a fortress. A natural shield. We could not allow them to vanish, crouching low. We held our positions, patient, breathing in rhythm with the night. Every second stretched longer than the last. Then, as if summoned by fate, a wild boar broke cover and charged straight toward me. My body reacted before thought. A shot cracked, and the animal collapsed mid-stride. Panic rippled through the herd. They scattered in all directions. But this time, we were ready. My comrades tightened the perimeter like a net snapping shut. Gunfire flared in quick succession, echoing through the jungle like thunderclaps. The hunt had reached its most thrilling phase. On the other side of the hill, another pursuit raged.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.